Afternoon, India will get our 15th president today with the counting of votes for the presidential election now taking place. This is seen to be somewhat of a formality, that process of counting the votes, and it's not an electronic voting machine. These are paper ballots that need to be counted. The BJP-led NDA has made preparations to celebrate the victory of Droupadi Murmu, who is expected to outstrip the opposition leader Yashwant Sinha. Ms. Murmu is said to become India's first tribal woman president. Several legislators in states said that they cross-voted in favour of Ms. Murmu by not following their party line. My colleagues Maha Siddiqui and Akshay Dongre join us for the very latest. Maha, by when will we know when the results are formally out? What's the process in the next few hours?
So Vishnu, the process is such that first the votes in Parliament are counted, so that round is over, and then the returning officer, in this case is the Secretary General of the Rajya Sabha, makes the announcement, briefs about the percentage which we have over here now. Now what will happen is that alphabetical order wise, first 10 states, the MLAs who voted in those assemblies will be counted, then another briefing by the returning officer, and that pattern will be followed till all the 4,796 votes are counted, which is the Electoral College that has voted for the president. So we should imagine that this counting will take some time now, since only the first round is over. The issue here is that each vote has some amount of points to it, so that is collated, as well as the fact that this time they have been very particular, and the Election Commission in fact pointed out that every year they have every time in fact they have a particular pen with which you have to mark, so your vote can also be considered invalid if it is not done in the particular format that it should be. So all those aspects are also seen. I believe that is why it has taken so long for the first round itself to get over, which is about 771 votes. So we will get to know who the next president is. Of course, that is almost like a foregone conclusion now, that it will be Droupadi Murmu because of the simple number calculation. We know that she would have had 60% votes in any case, just looking at the NDA constituents. And since JMM and Shiv Sena had also publicly said that they are going to vote for Droupadi Murmu and not for the opposition candidate, that figure would have gone up by about another certain few percentages, so it would be about 63-64%. But if it goes any higher than 65%, Vishnu, we can be certain that there has been a lot of cross-voting, and that's what we are seeing in the case of the first round. Clearly, it appears that many of the members of Parliament too have decided to vote for Droupadi Murmu. There is no whip for the president's post or the election of the president. That's because it's a constitutional position, and therefore all members of the Electoral College are expected to cast their vote as per their will and conscience, and therefore none of the parties can take any action against those who have who they believe could have cross-voted. So clearly over here the opposition unity in some sense, Vishnu, broken because of the fact that the BJP came out with the name of Droupadi Murmu, a tribal woman leader, and therefore perhaps for a lot of people it was very difficult then to vote for Yashwant Sinha as opposed to Droupadi Murmu.
All right, Maha, thanks very much. Akshay Dongre joins us now. Akshay, there are huge celebrations which have been planned by the BJP. Could you give us an idea of the roadshow, as it were, for the new president once Ms. Murmu presumably does win these elections?
Well, Vishnu, if you talk about the celebrations are going to be taking place in different states, and all the state units of the Bharatiya Janata Party are organizing these kind of celebrations. So when we talk about Delhi, when we talk about the national capital, the Delhi unit of the Bharatiya Janata Party in fact has organized a huge rally today by the BJP supporters and workers, and that is going to take place in the national capital after a formal announcement is made of Droupadi Murmu winning the presidential elections. Now, the important point of this rally is that the Delhi BJP is stating that JP Nadda also will be taking part in that particular rally. He will be leading that rally. And as far as the celebrations are concerned, I would like to show what kind of celebrations are taking place outside the Delhi BJP headquarters here at Pandit Pant Marg, which is very near the Rashtrapati Bhavan. You can see an entire stage has been set up. Senior Bharatiya Janata Party leaders will be taking part as far as this road show or this rally is concerned. You can see the entire road has been decorated with balloons. There are several placards that have been brought. It is monsoon season, so they were not put up earlier than the immediate victory, but now you can see placards are being put as well. There are dhols that have been brought in here by the local BJP leaders, so all sort of preparations are in order as far as the huge rally by the BJP is concerned. Now this also becomes very important and very significant politically for the Bharatiya Janata Party, because given the fact that Droupadi Murmu is from Orissa, she has been a governor of Jharkhand, and she in fact is from tribal community. The BJP will certainly try to gain some political brownie points as far as the state of Orissa and Jharkhand are concerned, where they do not have a government.
All right, thanks Akshay very much for joining us with those details.